Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today is a little chat about cutting down sugar because I love sweet foods. It's mainly cakes and chocolate that I love, but there definitely comes a point, even though I don't overdo it as such, I think there does come a point where you have to make a decision if you want to cut down your sugar. And for me, just getting into your 40s, I exercise, I have a very healthy diet, I love my fruit and veg, I love eating well. I don't eat a lot of processed food, I don't eat a lot of junk food, but I had to be honest with myself and say that my downfall was sugar. It feels a bit strong to say sugar addict, but sugar is very addictive and it tastes lovely. So I suppose if I'm being honest with myself, if you look forward to a sweet treat, if you can't get through the day without looking forward to something sweet, then maybe you have to be honest with yourself and say there is an addiction there. So I've gradually been working on cutting down the sugar. You want to be healthy and well. You want to have as much energy as you can. You don't want to cause yourself unnecessary problems. As you know, about a year and a half ago, I had the diagnosis of underactive thyroid, which appears for me just to be a genetic thing. It seems to run in one side of the family. So it was a conscious choice as well to know that sugar's not going to help that. Now, touch wood, I don't seem to have it bad. It seems to be very straightforward. A lot of people seem to have a lot of ailments that come with it. And I'm so fortunate that for me, I don't appear to, but I don't want to. So part of that again is deciding to look a little bit more into sugar and what it does. And I'm going to show you some things that I'm doing just now, but they're not recommendations, they're just things that I'm doing. And also, I've always got to tell you that even though I have some nutritional qualifications, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not an expert, I'm not a doctor. These are just little things that I'm doing. So one of the reasons why I think it's good to know about sugar's effect on the body and its effect on the skin is that sugar does cause inflammation. And a lot of people will tell you that there are certain conditions and certain situations where something that you're trying to improve in your body and something that you're trying to eliminate can actually feed off sugar. So you don't want to give any situation in your body a reason to thrive, a negative situation to thrive because you've been feeding sugar into your body. You don't want that. So a lot of people believe that sugar is linked to inflammation. And when you've got inflammation, that can obviously mean that you might have pain. So some people will say, why have I got this chronic pain? Why have I got this? Why have I got that? You'll get your diagnosis, but sometimes sugar is part of the problem. And if you can eliminate or reduce the sugar, then you can actually see an improvement in your pain levels. Also, there's obvious things such as insulin issues, diabetes. There's a lot of people who might actually have dental issues caused by sugar, stomach pains and issues. There are so many things that, can be aggravated by sugar, not less as well putting weight on. That's obviously something that can be related to sugar. With me, I think the main thing was inflammation too. I've been reading books by specialists on the thyroid, and guess what? Sugar can really aggravate and irritate that. So I've been making a conscious effort. And also, there's someone that I watch who I find very entertaining, someone that is into skincare, and they are very funny and very amusing, but they'll give you or give people on the channel recommendations about skin products to improve the appearance of the skin, to improve its firmness, to improve how it's looking. And all the while they'll be drinking a can of Coke and Coke's one of the most sugary drinks you can possibly have. And what do we know about sugar? It affects your collagen and your elastin, and it's basically not going to do anything for the appearance of your skin at all. So it just makes me laugh. Again, I'm not judging it, just I find it funny that you're giving these skincare expert tips about what to put onto your skin whilst drinking one of the most damaging drinks and products for your skin from the inside. So I think we've all got to realise that you're best off being your own skincare expert. Just do it for yourself, because you can definitely take tips, even from me, take the tips from me, but do it for yourself, because there'll be things that I'm doing that won't work for you. But it just made me laugh when someone's giving them their expert advice about what you should put on to help improve the appearance whilst drinking a can of Coke. But again, I'm about to show you a cake, but there's a reason why I'm showing you the cake. So I'll get started here. There's a couple of things that I've adjusted in my diet because I want to feel more energy. I don't want to feel hooked on sugar. I don't want to feel that every day I have to have something sweet. I want anything sweet to be a treat, and because I feel like it and not because I need it. So I'm going to show you quickly. Do you remember the Aquariva that I showed you a couple of weeks ago? This is the margarita mix, and the reason I want to show you is that this is actually made with the agave syrup. So it's got no processed sugar in it. So the agave is the sweetener. And I wanted to show you this because if you want to have a drink, an alcoholic drink, but you want to be mindful, then remember there are brands that make low sugar, no sugar, sugar alternatives. So bear that in mind. And actually with the margarita, the first version that I did was when they recommended pouring it over ice, but I want to show you that they can actually very easily crush the ice and you could make yourself like a margarita slush, a frozen version. So this was just to show you that if you do want to enjoy your alcoholic beverages mindfully, but you want to keep your sugar low, then I'll show you very quickly how you could actually make yourself a frozen margarita with this. So I'm going to do that at the end of this video. But the reason why I've got the agave here is, and again, Aquariva actually do their own agave, but it was actually out of stock when I went onto the website. So I got the agave nectar here from Holland & Barrett. Now, agave is an organic sweetener. As you can see, it's from the agave plant. So what you can do here is you can use this. You could use honey. You could use dates. You can use things like stevia, but be aware that they all will be just like everything else. You have to use them all in moderation. You use too much of anything and it can have an adverse effect. So what I would say is, I don't want sugar to be thought of as a devil, because there's still going to be times when I will be making a cake and it will call for sugar, and I will use the sugar and I will enjoy that cake. There will also be times where I'll want that glass of Prosecco or wine or cava or whatever, and I will enjoy it. Also, I don't want to be that person who becomes like the sugar police and doesn't ever want to see anybody ever have anything with it at all. It's definitely for me about calming that addiction. I'm saying addiction within reason. I do know that I was looking forward to it, and some days I felt as if I needed it. That's what I class with addiction. But also for me, it is definitely I don't want to have inflammation. I don't want to encourage it. I don't want to be in that situation. I also want my skin to look the best that it can. So there's all those different reasons. But back to the agave. Too much of it, I have read, cannot be great for your system either. So just make sure you use it mindfully. It's actually sweeter than sugar, so you need less. So I wouldn't use it all the time. I wouldn't use it for every single time that I want to substitute sugar. I would use it mindfully within a healthy, balanced diet. If there's times you can go without sugar, I would try to go without. There are times where I think if you're not vegan, I would use honey. But you need less of this. So the reason why I want to show you the agave is because I had a go at making some agave brownies. So this brownie's actually got cookie pieces in it. So again, I was in the middle of experimenting with trying this and I had some cookies left over. So this isn't completely sugar-free, you have to be honest there. But where I would have used the brown sugar, I used the agave and I tried it. It is delicious. It's still nice and spongy. I need to show you as well. Do you know what I did there? That's making me laugh. It's going away now. I was hanging out the washing and I accidentally pinched myself with a clothes peg and gave myself a blood blister. But it's going away now, but I thought I'd show you all the injuries I give myself. But look, I used the agave on this brownie and it's nice and squidgy and you can see that it's giving me a nice result. It still tastes really sweet. That's exactly what I was looking for. So next time I'll make it without the cookie pieces. So it'll be a little bit different again. But again, I'm not lying to you. I didn't suddenly say, oh, I've gone completely sugar-free. It was a test to see how the agave reacted when you didn't put the sugar in. And the result was it was very, very effective. So if you want to try something like that, it's low GI. So the good thing is, again, it's going to give you that energy boost a lot slower and a lot more controlled. You're not going to get the sugar high and then the crash. But it's something, again, to look for. So what I'll show you next is, again, how you could make yourself a cocktail so you can get involved with either if you're having a party or, say, it's getting into barbecue season here, you want to do some lower sugar, low GI alternatives to the much sweeter drinks like the wines. I'll show you how you can turn that margarita into a frozen version. Right, so I'm going to show you how you can do the margarita slush. And again, the reason why I'm doing this is to just give you some ideas for when you do want to have an alcoholic drink but you're mindful of your sugar. Just to remind you again, it's because excess sugar consumption can lead to the breakdown of your collagen and your elastin. Now, what happens over a long period of time is that can actually lead to your fine lines and your wrinkles, and some people would say that's what enhances sagging, so you don't really want that. The other thing again is sugar is hard on your gut. We're trying to keep our gut bacteria good. We want the good mix. So if you get that imbalance because you're having too much sugar, then you can make your issues worse. So again, we are trying to do everything we can just to make ourselves as healthy and balanced as we can. You can look back again to my vagus nerve chat when I was talking about pre and probiotics. Sugar is going to interfere with that. And then finally, the last thing is, why do you want to spend a fortune on your expensive skincare if you know it's going to be effective? Or maybe even your treatments or your procedures if all you're going to do is counteract them with the high sugar diet. So you're really just thinking about all these little things to click the jigsaw of your health and your wellness into place. Also think about tiredness too. If you're knackered all the time and really tired, one of the contributing factors could be sugar. But let's get on with this. What I'm going to do is put the margarita mix into the ice and then we'll blend it for a sec and then we'll pour it into this glass and I'll let you see how it looks. Right, and that's my frozen margarita. So again, it's just another way of doing it. It's again just about making sure that you're just being mindful about your choices. No one's saying that you should actually give up absolutely everything and only ever eat nuts and seeds from now on. It's more about just deciding where to control that sugar and how to bring it down, especially if you know that you're doing a lot, maybe too much. So I hope you found that video helpful. Thanks again, have a lovely day, and I'll see you again soon.